You're doing everything right. The content is consistent, the offer is solid, and you're showing up. But when you look at the numbers, there's a gap, a silence. And most people in this position think that they have a sales problem. So they scream louder, they buy more ads, they get pushier. And that's natural because that's what you're told to do. But I'm here to tell you that you have a connection problem because connection comes before purchase every time. And it's not so much a sales and scream louder problem. Marketing has spent decades trying to convince us that humans are just data points in a funnel. But funnels are for oil and relationships are for people, which is why I talk about things like the marketing tree method. So today we're going to show you how to map the human journey from who is this to I'm your biggest fan. We're going to look at exactly where your people are getting stuck and more importantly, how you can move them on to the next step. One of the first reasons people aren't buying is they don't feel seen. We're taught that awareness is about reach, how many eyeballs, how many likes, but that attention is cheap. Resonance is what is actually going to pay the bills. If your content is just about you and your wins, your coffee, your main character moment, you're missing the point. Because the strategy should be that you're the supporting character in your audience's strategy. For example, if you're a consultant, don't just post things about the 5 steps to scale. They can use AI to do that. Post about the 2 a.m. panic that they're having about realizing that their overhead is growing faster than their profit. Because when you describe a stranger's struggle better than they can describe it themselves, they don't just know you, they trust you. Then we move into phase 2, and this is all about building the trust bridge. They like us, they follow us, but they still aren't buying. Why? Because the risk of being disappointed, the risk of being let down is still higher to our audience than the reward of the solution. We've only got to think about our own habits here. You've been burnt by the experts before. You've bought the fluffy piece of thing that had no value, and your audience is the same. They're going to be protecting their time and their money along the way here. So the strategy here is the micro win. We need to build a trust bridge. This is where we give them a result before they ever pay us. This video is one of those moments that I own content that I create that says, this is what I give you for free. Behind the paywall, there's more stuff like this. So an example for this would be, instead of a generic subscribe to my newsletter, give them a smart file, a tool or a calculator or a checklist that will solve that problem right now. So it could be a little audit along the way. Your goal in the consideration phase is to make them say, if the free stuff is this good, imagine what the paid stuff or the product looks like. You're proving that you're the expert in the trenches, not just the expert on the stage and on the pedestal. You're getting in and you're getting muddy with them along the way. So after we've got them to the knowing us phase and the calling out phase, we've built the trust, we're now at the ask. And if you need to go back and watch it, there's a video I did on the art of the ask. And this is when most people get salesy and it feels cringy. Why? Because they start listing features without feelings. Nobody buys 14 video modules. They buy the version of themselves that exists after those modules. So the strategy here is to sell the transformation. We're focusing on the after picture. If you're selling a service, don't tell me about the 60-minute Zoom call. Tell me about the clarity I'm going to feel on Monday morning once the fog is finally lifted after you've had that clarity session with me. The decision phase isn't about convincing them that you're great. It's about making them feel safe enough to take the leap to purchase. You need to show them the path, remove the obstacles out of the way, and be the guide that they're looking for, or your product needs to be the solution that they've been looking for. And then the journey doesn't end at the credit card swipe. If it does, you're building a brand that's running on just transactions, and that's going to be highly exhausting. The holy grail of marketing happens when your customers do the marketing for you and they become advocates. They don't do this just because they like you. They do this because they love who they've become because of your work. Mapping this journey isn't just a one and done task. It's the heartbeat of your business. It's every campaign that you put together. It does require you to look at every email, every post, and every button and going, am I meeting the people in the phase that they're in right now? Or am I asking too much too soon? Stop looking at trying to push people down through funnels. Empower your people. They are humans to take that climb. Allow them to move up that journey and find the ebook, the tool or the resource that allows them to create the trust to make that purchase to your higher level product. Until next time, I'm Linda Reed-Enever. I'm an ideas and impact strategist, and I help you create impact by teaching you what I do. If this formula has helped you, share it with someone else who needs that help and support, because in business, sharing is caring, and I would love to see you sharing the content out there. And if you need a little bit of help, feel free to book a discovery call with me. That discovery call with me allows us to be able to get into the nuts and bolts of your marketing, where things are at, and we can look at some ideas and some clarity to help you move forward. And if you like it enough, you can work with me or the team or join the Ideas Impact and Marketing Circle. But if not, we've had a great chat and I've got to meet you.